together, and he had saved every one of the letters that I wrote him, and he signed every card and every picture that I sent to him. So that was kind of cool because, I mean, that was like, I was like disappointed every week that I would get back, you know, like a Kevin Mitchell, which wasn't really my favorite player, but he played for the Giants, so I wanted his autograph. I mean, that was nice, but it wasn't Will Clark. And to see that Will Clark saved all of them up and sent them all back out at once, you know, that was just so much more special than getting one brand new one a week, because he obviously knew I was a freak sending him one every week. So he just decided to save them all up and then send them all back. So that, I'd say that. What created the world, God or the Big Bang Theory? Now, I might get in trouble with some of my family by saying this, but I'm a Big Bang Theory kind of guy. Do I believe that there is something bigger out there? I would be dumb as hell to not think that there is. Just like people are dumb as hell to think that we are the top of this food chain and that there's nothing else out there. I used to talk to so many ignorant people that, you know, they think that this earth is 2015 years old. You know, that dinosaurs never roamed the earth. It's amazing the amount of ignorance that's out in the world, which is, again, why I wouldn't want to read anybody's mind. NBA or college basketball, neither one. You can only use Windows or only use a Mac. I'm going to go with the Mac. I'm an Apple guy. Hulu or Netflix? I definitely go with Netflix. Hulu, I just not really big on television shows. I don't really have the dedication to, you know, every Monday night or every Sunday night, like, watch something. I don't. My life is too hectic, and you can't plan it. Of course, you can DVR it, but I would rather wait for it to the whole season to be over and then watch the whole season. That's what I'd rather do. Have hair covering your entire body or be completely bald. Man, that would be weird on a beach. Either way. I guess I'm going to say hair over my entire body, and I'll just take care of it. Man, the upkeep on that would be rough. I mean, the upkeep on mine is rough. So, yeah, I guess I'd say hair all over the... I don't want to look like that that one dude in that movie. I can't think today. Always be underdressed or always be overdressed. I have recently made the switch to wanting... I can't not dress nice no matter what I'm doing anymore. We were in Hawaii, and we went to this little outlet mall, and they had a Calvin Klein store. Now, I'd never heard anything of Calvin Klein other than Marky Mark. And I've never bought any of his clothes. I've never worn any of his clothes. I've never even gone into any one of his stores. But I was with my folks, and my mom was like, "Hey, I'll buy you a shirt." So I was like, "All right." So we went in, and I tried on a shirt, and my mom bought it for me, and it was great. And then we went back, and I bought like 6 pairs of pants, and 7 shirts, and some underwear. And Calvin Klein is great. So like and they're like casual, but dressed up at the same time, and they're comfortable as hell. I mean, you pay for them. You definitely pay for them. But they also have a clearance rack that is like 70% off. So if you haven't tried out Calvin Klein clothes, the William Barron Show endorses it fully. The Walking Dead or House of Cards, neither fucking one. The Walking Dead has just gotten out of control. I can't listen to Rick anymore in his Rick voice. I can't. And House of Cards, Kevin Spacey, I just think, like with his crossover, with him always playing that Frank character, like at the Oscars or in the E-Trade commercials, I just think that he's getting a little bit too far ahead of himself with that. ExtremeFitnessMotivation.com. It's a website where you can go. We all know how hard it is to motivate yourself to go to the gym. I swore to myself that this winter, I would hit the gym 3 times a week during the summer, and I said this winter I was going to keep it up, if not go more, because when summer came, and we were going to actually go to a beach or go on vacation, I wanted to feel good. I wanted to look good. I wanted to, do all that, all the things that you go to a gym for. The hardest thing, and they've got this plastered all over the walls at my gym, the hardest thing is getting there. Making the time. You have to make the time. That's the hardest part, is to make time to go put in 30, 40, an hour and a half. It is absolutely the hardest thing to do. And this website, extremefitnessmotivation.com, it gives you blogs, it gives you information, it gives you motivation to keep up the good work. You can even work in read other people's stories of what they did to get this effect done on their body. Like me, like most guys, I'm all about the chest, the abs, and the arms. I don't even do leg days. It's probably why I have chicken legs. But, I don't do a lot of leg days. I always ride the bike or do the treadmill, but for the most part, I'm working out my upper body. And I think most guys that I know do that. But it's just the hardest thing is to get in there and to stay motivated. So check them out, extremefitnessmotivation.com. Spend a year alone in deep sea submarine or spend a year alone in a space station. God, I don't know. That's a tough one, because I'm pretty sure within that year I would find a way to off myself, because alone in two of the most scariest environments. I hate the ocean, but in a deep sea submarine where there's not even any light and you probably feel like blue whales swimming by you, it probably rocks the whole thing. That would be terrifying. And then, you watch a movie like that one movie with George Clooney and Sandra Bullock, where they're working on a space station and just space trash, just a whole entire group of space trash is orbiting the Earth, because that's what it does, and it just completely wrecks the space station. So I would be constantly trying to look out all 88 windows of the space station to see if anything was coming, which in all reality I would probably want to be sleeping if that happened. I wouldn't want to see it coming. You never want to see it coming. So if I had to pick, yeah, I'd have to say space station. That seems more climate controlled. Down in a submarine, it's going to be cold, wet, clammy. Yeah, I guess if I had to do it to save my family, I would be in a space station, I guess. A large painting of yourself, or have a life-size sculpture of yourself. Neither. I don't want either one of those. Be in jail for a year or live in complete isolation in the mountains for a year. See, that whole year by yourself again. But at the same time, I have checked into rehab before, and that place was enough like a jail for me to know that if I know that I'm not going to be stupid enough to do anything to go to jail, because if a rehab was scary, then I can't imagine what a jail is, because a rehab, you're supposed to feel safe and secure. I didn't. I did not. It was one of the most terrifying things I've ever been through, really. It was one of those moments where you sit down on the bed and I literally felt and saw the walls closing in. I couldn't help it. It was some scary shit. So read a book or see a film. If I can read a book on a beach over the course of a week, I would choose that. But if I can't do that, if I'm just reading a book on the toilet or on the couch, then I'd rather see the film. Spend the day with Taylor Swift or spend the day with Beyonce? I gotta be honest with you, I would probably... I don't know. I think Taylor Swift would just be too smiley and giddy, and I think that would get on my nerves. But maybe she's not like that. Maybe that's just her persona. But Beyonce, she's just... Yeah, I'm going to go with Beyonce. Call of Duty or Destiny. Call of Duty, jump forward 10 years in your life or jump back 10 years. I'd say back. I suppose. But, that's going to be the end of our show. If you guys have any, like, would you rather questions for any of us on the show, you can find us on Facebook at the WB Show, or the William Barron Show. You can find us on Twitter and Instagram at the WB Show. Feel free to contact us through there. You can go to the WBShow.com, or you can hashtag the WB Show. We check those pretty regularly. So if you guys have any personal ones that you want to ask us, for those of you that listen to the show on the regular, we'd be happy to hear from you. So we're going to go ahead and shut this one down. Like I said, me, Joe, and Emma will more than likely, allegedly be back on Tuesday night, and we will have that new episode up for you on Wednesday. But thank you guys for tuning in. We love you. We'll talk to you soon.